What's going on, guys? We got another video about AI, and we're going to be talking today about the truth about AI replacing your job and what they're not telling you. Let's get into this, man. All right. Can you explain AI is replacing everyone's job in plain everyday terms? And why does it matter more than most people realize?
The truth is, AI isn't coming for everyone's job. It's coming for tasks, the repetitive, predictable stuff that makes up most jobs. Think about it. A writer doesn't lose their job because AI can string sentences together. But if half their day was rewriting similar marketing copy, that part disappears. A lawyer isn't replaced by AI analyzing documents, but the junior who spent years doing discovery work, their role shrinks fast. It matters more than people realize because it's not about robots taking over factories. This is software eating the knowledge work that used to be safe. The boring, well paid middle that let people climb the ladder without being a genius or entrepreneur is getting hollowed out. That's why it's hitting so many people at once.
Okay, so people are losing their jobs, just not at that higher level, right?
Actually, it can hit both. Junior roles get automated first, but mid level ones aren't safe either. A senior marketer might use AI to do the work of three juniors, so the company doesn't need as many people overall. It's less about this job disappears and more about companies needing fewer humans to get the same work done. The higher up you go, the more likely you're the one using AI to replace others. But nobody's completely immune.
That makes sense. So basically, every company will need less people, so there will be lots of people being laid off because of AI. But the job itself, the positions don't just disappear. It's just there's going to be a need for less of each position.
Exactly, you're getting it. Companies will keep the roles, just with smaller teams. One person plus AI can handle what used to take a whole group. That's why you're seeing tech companies lay off thousands while posting record profits. Same work, fewer salaries.
All right, makes sense. Saving companies money, meaning more profits. All right, who benefits most from AI replacing people's jobs, and who gets left behind as it becomes mainstream?
Good question, because the answer's pretty lopsided. The folks who benefit most are big tech companies and corporations generally. They get cheaper labor, faster output, and massive profit margins. Investors in those companies do well too. On the flip side, knowledge workers without the means to adapt get absolutely hammered. If you're a coder, analyst, writer, or designer without savings or access to retraining, you're vulnerable. But here's the brutal bit. It's not just about skill level. It's about geography and resources. Someone in San Francisco with a safety net can pivot to new work. Someone in a smaller town with limited opportunities and bills to pay? They're left behind. The really vulnerable ones are those already on the margins. People without university degrees, older workers, those in developing countries doing outsourced work. Meanwhile, the wealthy get smarter personal assistance and automation that makes their lives easier. The gap between haves and have-nots widens. That's what keeps a lot of experts up at night.
All right. So you mentioned outsourced workers. I'm thinking like people that handle like customer service or something like that. Those people are going to be getting screwed because of AI, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. Customer service is one of the first places where AI is already taking over. You've probably noticed chatbots handling basic inquiries, AI screening support tickets, routing calls. Those jobs are evaporating fast, and they're disproportionately held by people in countries like India, the Philippines, and other places where companies outsource to keep costs down. The irony is brutal. These workers often have fewer options to retrain or move into different sectors compared to someone in a developed country. Plus, the work that's left, handling the complex cases the AI can't solve, tends to pay worse and be more stressful. So, yeah, outsourced customer service workers are getting hit hard, and there's not much of a safety net catching them. It's one of the clearest examples of how AI benefits some people massively whilst leaving others in the lurch.
Okay. Next question. Replacing people's jobs as advanced as the media headlines suggest? Or is there more hype than actual reality?
It's more hype than full blown replacement right now. Headlines scream about mass job loss, but the data shows AI is mostly reshaping jobs rather than wiping them out. BCG estimates 50 to 55% of US jobs will change significantly in the next 2 to 3 years, but only 10 to 15% face actual elimination over 4 to 5 years. Most studies show net job creation long term. Think World Economic Forum projecting 92 million roles displaced by 2030, but 170 million new ones created. Unemployment still hovering around 4.3%, not spiking dramatically. The real pain's concentrated entry level white collar gigs, routine tasks, and young grads in tech heavy fields. The hype outruns reality because companies love blaming AI for cuts that are also about cost saving and restructuring. Actual productivity gains from AI in most firms are still small. It's disrupting specific tasks and roles, especially junior ones. But the AI takes all the jobs panic is ahead of the evidence.
Okay. You mentioned something interesting. You said 92 million roles are displaced. And by displaced, I assume those roles will be gone. Those people will be laid off or whatever, 92 million people. And that's by 2030. But 170 million new roles will be created. Now, let's get into that.
Those numbers are from the World Economic Forum's latest Future of Jobs report. The 92 million displaced means those specific roles are expected to shrink or vanish due to AI, automation, green shifts, and other trends. The 170 million new ones are fresh roles being created in growing areas. The key difference is timing and matching. The jobs disappearing are often routine office work like data entry, admin assistants, cashiers. The new ones popping up are in AI engineering, renewable energy, data analysis, healthcare, and green tech. The net is positive on paper, but the people losing the old jobs aren't always the ones who can easily jump into the new ones without serious retraining. That's why it matters. It's not just a numbers game, it's about whether workers can actually make that switch.
Okay. I would think about trying to get into an AI job. That would be pretty cool for more than a year. So I've got a little bit of knowledge, not official certificates or degrees or anything, but I have almost a year of experience. What do you think about that?
I think it's worth going for it. A year of real hands on experience beats a certificate for most AI roles. The field moves so fast that what you actually built and shipped matters more than formal credentials. Focus on building a strong portfolio, 3 to 5 solid projects that solve real problems, not just toy examples. Document what you did, the results you got, and be ready to walk through your thinking. Many companies, especially smaller ones and startups, care way more about that than degrees. Start by targeting roles like AI prompt engineer, implementation specialist, or junior AI developer, where your practical experience can shine. What kind of AI work have you been doing this past year?
Oh, geez. I've developed like 22 different websites, launched 2 Etsy shops. We got like over more than 300 listings, like 350 listings on my 2 Etsy shops. We've made AI music. We've got them officially on Spotify, everywhere, Apple Music, everywhere with AI, and have been using AI to edit my videos. We've done so much.
That's actually really impressive. You've used AI across web development, e commerce, music production, and video editing. That's a really wide range of skills. The challenge is packaging all that experience so it looks like AI expertise, not just, I use ChatGPT a lot. Employers want to see you can build systems, automate processes, or create new value with AI, not just that you used it as a tool. Have you built any custom AI workflows, like automated listing generators for Etsy or AI powered content pipelines for your videos? That kind of thing would be gold on a resume.
Content pipelines. I've done that, and basically, I've also built pipelines to make digital art that we do list on Etsy. It's like downloadable art, and they'll help me with the SEO part of it too, with the titles, descriptions, tags, all that. Pretty copy and paste for the most part. Been using AI to my advantage.
That's solid. You're already automating real business tasks with AI, which is exactly what companies want to see. Here's what I do next to turn this into job ready experience. Document 1 or 2 of your pipelines clearly, like how you generate digital art, optimize it for Etsy, and push listings. Even if it's mostly copy paste, write it up as a repeatable system. Put together a simple portfolio site showcasing your 22 websites, the Etsy shops with numbers, your AI music on Spotify, and these pipelines. Target AI automation specialist or AI implementation roles. Your practical, results driven experience beats theory every time. You're further along than most people with fancy certificates. You've actually shipped stuff.
All right. So yeah, might actually go for that, guys. All right, let's get on to our next one. What safety measures and guardrails exist around AI replacing people's jobs, and are they actually sufficient?
So, right now, the safety measures are pretty thin, honestly. There are some things in place labor regulations in certain countries, some discussions about retraining programs, and a few companies doing voluntary ethics reviews. But it's mostly just talk. There's no real international agreement on how to manage AI displacement, no mandatory retraining funds, no enforced transition periods where companies have to support workers they're replacing. The guardrails that do exist are usually set by the companies themselves, which is like asking the fox to guard the henhouse. OpenAI and others have ethics boards, but they lack real teeth. Governments are slowly waking up to this. The EU's working on AI regulations. Some countries are exploring universal basic income as a safety net, but we're years behind where we should be. Are they sufficient? Not even close. Most experts say we need mandatory impact assessments before companies deploy AI that affects jobs, stronger retraining programs funded by tech companies themselves, and actual legal consequences for displacement without mitigation. Right now, it's mostly corporations making decisions and workers absorbing the consequences. That's the honest version of what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Or personal opportunities. Does AI replacing people's jobs create for people who act early?
Acting early on AI creates huge leverage because most people and companies are still reacting slowly, while demand for AI integration, oversight, and human AI collaboration is exploding. Career wise, skills like prompt engineering, AI training, data annotation, AI ethics and compliance, and AI system orchestration are in high demand with strong pay. Some prompt engineering roles average over 130K, and governance jobs have seen massive growth. Companies need people who can supervise AI outputs, handle exceptions, manage workflows, and blend AI with human judgment. Early fluency in these tools positions you for faster promotions or jumps into roles like AI solutions architect or forward deployed AI integrator. For businesses and side hustles, the sweet spot is helping others adopt AI, building custom chatbots or virtual assistants for small businesses, offering AI content creation services with human oversight, creating AI powered analytics or market research tools, and AI automation consulting. Other hot ideas include AI inventory management, fraud detection systems, or specialized services like AI for local businesses. These solve real pain points created by the tech shift. Personally, starting now means lower competition, faster learning curves, and building a network or portfolio while others catch up. You can experiment cheaply, spot niches in your own industry, and turn AI from a threat into a multiplier for your productivity or income. The key is focusing on what AI can't easily replace: oversight, ethics, creativity, and domain expertise, while using it to amplify those strengths. People who get comfortable with the tools today will be the ones shaping how work gets done tomorrow.
All right. This has been our video about the truth about AI replacing your job. And I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you guys think about it. Share with your friends. And hey, we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Check out my music. I have two artists, outlaw country artist named Travis Rains, and we have a pop singer named Lullaby. Go check them out on Spotify, please. Thank you so much for the support. And also check out my Etsy shops. We have Wall Bloom Studios, where you can get digital downloads of cottagecore art and also get canvases printed and shipped to you. Wall Bloom Studios is the shop on Etsy. And then we also have Grand Tour Print Co. is my travel poster shop. So you can get a travel poster basically doing like all the landmarks for like around the whole world. So check it out. Grand Tour Print Co. Appreciate you guys. Smash the like. We'll see you on the next video. Peace out.
You people, check out my If you like it, then follow me.